Welcome back to VJ Tech Talk. I'm really excited to be here with you today because we have finally reached the final stage of our end-to-end data engineering project. This has been incredible journey over the past several days. We have worked together step by step, building and implementing a complete data engineering solution. And today we are going to see the actual results of everything, whatever we built so far in DBT Core, Databricks, and ADF. In this session, I will walk you through the final output of our project by using Fabric Power BI. Most importantly, I will demonstrate to build how to create a workspace. From workspace, how to communicate with the Databricks. Then how you can get these gold models, the whatever we have built, right? How we can get these two gold models, how we can transform the data, how you can build the dashboards. Without any further delay, take a look. Here we go. Welcome to Azure Fabric Power BI. The most of them are familiar with this UI. This is app.fabric.com. How to turn your personal ID into organizational ID and then use that ID and log in the app.powerbi.com. You can get 60 days of free trailer to play around this features. Now, I'm creating a new workspace here. Let's say Netflix demo. I'm not changing anything. I will keep as it is Power BI Pro license. That's enough for me and apply. Now it is ready. Now go back to your Power BI. Here, what it is asking? New report. Let me click on new report. And then it is asking you to get the data. Let me get the data. Click on get the data here. Since I'm using the Mac OS, I prefer web browser because in Mac OS, desktop version of Power BI won't support. You can play around with the desktop support also the same way. The steps won't change. Steps remains the same. The change is look and feel. Then you can play around the desktop app as well as your web. Now here, let me type Databricks. This Azure Databricks, right? Azure Databricks. Provide your server host name and as well as HTTP path. Authentication type, for now, I will use the personal access token. Go back to your Databricks. This is my Databricks. Click on compute, then SQL warehouse. And here, just click on your Databricks serverless. Then moment you click on here, you will get the required information. What you need a server host and HTTP path. From there you copy and paste it. I have successfully connected to my Azure Databricks. Here I can see that bronze, gold, and also sample, silver, whatever is there in under my catalog. And catalog, those things I can able to see there. So the thing is that how I connected this one, I have provided a server, host, and HTTP, and also as well as path token. How to generate a path token? Go to your user icon, click on user icon, then click on settings, then go to developer, and then click on manage, then generate a one key for you. Okay, just I have created a key here, Power BI key. Just I copied that key, I pasted here for the authentication. Then after successful authentication, I'm able to see these things. Now what you can do is expand the gold and Netflix gold. Then you have the two data sets are there, the final tables for you. These are the things we need, right? These two we need it, right? Now we will play around these two data sets. I will show you one, the Netflix performance. The similar way, the other thing, the quality of the data also you can check easily. Okay, just click on transform data. Now just we are transforming the data. I'm not doing anything here. Just what I will do is simply I will create a report as well. Just click on, it is asking you create a report under Netflix demo workspace we have created, right? I'm selecting this one. and I will write Netflix demo data set. This is the semantic model I'm creating. This is my semantic model. Finally, we landed at Power BI report canvas. Now we can start building the dashboard. We can go to file and just click on save, and just I'm giving the report name. What is our report name? You can say Netflix report. I can say dashboard. Perfect. Netflix dashboard is created successfully. Now we will implement, we'll build our dashboard. Here we have content. This is the content. There's two tables, the final tables. Now just I would like to find out first card. I will take cards, couple of cards here. I will take here is this dashboard. We call it as a KPIs. KPIs for whom? These KPIs for Netflix stakeholders. One content, one row for one content key. If I take this one, what I can say is how many records we have. Okay, what we did, just count of keys. So there are total number of records we have 25k, 25,000 records totally, including TVs and movies. That is what number of records in the gold table, which we extracted from the source. The accurate 25,000, no duplicates, nothing. It's tuned. It completely clean data. It's completely clean data. Let me take another card here. What we can identify with this card, we'll try to identify number of movies. Okay, the movies also we can identify. The filter on visible, I just am keeping here. Just you can keep movies, and the type you can come keep it here. That's it. Okay, let me keep here. All right. So here what I did, just I dragged this one. I placed it in the my filter on the visible. It visualized the number of movies. See, it's a number of movies. You can change these names. No worries. You can just come here and you can rename it. I can make it as movies. That's it. Now it is changed. Now you can see it's movies, right? So the similar way you can create, just let me copy this one, the same card. I will keep it here. Just what I will do is the type I will change here. Rather I am keeping here, I will keep TV shows. So here let me come back here. What I can do, I will rename this visual. I will say TV shows. That's it. TV shows, movies, and count of content. Total number of records 25,000. Out of that, movies is 7,000 as 18,000 TV shows. Okay, that how many movies are released by the year, and the type of how many TV shows are released in the particular year, how many movies are released particular year, that can be done. And let me do one thing. I will take okay, line chart. In the line chart, what I will do is in the x-axis I will put the release year. Okay, and the y-axis I will put the count of keys, and then I will say a distinct, and legend. What we can do is, see here we can keep the type. Now it will make sense. And labels also you can enable. Okay, here see number of movies 600, particular 20. See, you can see that the trend how is going, like 1986. A similar way you can create many KPIs that based on your customer requirement, based on the stakeholders requirements, you can create many KPIs. Okay, let me finally I will create another KPI. Let me do one thing. I will try to take one bar chart, the cluster column chart. Okay, not here, this one, and here let me keep it here. Okay, now what we can do is, and x-axis just bring the country. Okay, now what I'm trying to find is how many movies are released by country. How many movies are released by country? See, there is a blank as well. this can be, there's still there is a scope. Though we have cleaned this data, there's still there is a blank. This is not associated with any region, any country. Here you have United States, Japan, China. See, many countries, right? Many countries is all about like building the dashboards. You can beautify this dashboard with the help of the visualization. With the help of the visualization, you can beautify it, spend time on it. Like simply you can beautify this dashboard how you want to do that, and many more things you can adjust. That is what I did actually. I spent a lot of time on this one. Netflix performance dashboard. Let me show you what I did. Just I'm saving this. That one is saved, and then let me quickly open our report. This is what I did. See, if you look at here, how if you look at this my report, this is my report. The similar way, the similar thing, but we should spend some time on it to build these kind of things and bring the icons here and just changing the content color and making it this background changes, and also the drop down also you can see. If I click on movies, this I will see that complete movies data, and if I select TV shows, and I will get the TV's related data. And if not, if a particular country, if you would like to see for any specific country, Australia, this is what the actual results the stakeholder they want to check. You might have a doubt, why don't we connect directly to the source and create this kind of dashboards? It's possible. I'm not saying it is not possible. With a small data set, you can spend good amount of time to bring the actual KPIs, whatever they need for the stakeholders. That is good. If you are working on a massive amount of data, if data is not accurate and quality and mismatches and junk characters, those kind of scenarios, it won't work. You should bring the data incrementally, then clean the data and build the stage layers and build the actual silver layer. Then based on the business logic, whatever you need, based on the business logics, create a gold table. Then with the help of those gold models, and we are based on those gold models, we created a dashboards, right? That is what it is. I hope it is clear for you. And if you have any doubts, feel free to comment in the video. Almost we finished everything. There is a one more topic left, CI/CD integration. If you haven't watched my all previous videos, I would highly recommend you to watch it. This is the one of the job ready content. Thank you for being with me throughout this journey, and see you in the next video. Until then, see you.